Making it in Hollywood is like 1 in a million odds, with grinding, auditions, and working your way up the ladder while dealing with rejection after rejection. Or you could just sleep with Brad Pitt. I mean, why claw your way up the ladder when you can take a one-way ticket by sharing a red carpet moment with Hollywood's golden boy? That's the Dating Brad Pitt effect. Our first victim of this effect is Angelina Jolie. You see, Dating Brad Pitt is Hollywood's version of getting the golden ticket. And Angelina Jolie didn't just enter, she got the whole damn factory. But look, she wasn't some C-lister who lucked after meeting Mr. Pitt, but she also wasn't Hollywood royalty just yet. We gotta mention Angelina Jolie had an Oscar under her belt already, a few bold roles, and a reputation for being unpredictable. But Interrupted had made her a way to the top, but she was still more known for the drama, like wearing Billy Bob's blood.
What is this, MTV?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Well, you want me to be honest with you? We in the car on the way here. Yeah.
And it was the most exciting thing.
Yeah, every time it is.
And that infamous red carpet kiss with her brother. But here's where it gets really crazy. In 2005, Angelina co-starred in the movie Mr. and Miss Smith. Jolie and Pitt were cast as married assassins, and their on-screen chemistry was an instant success. While Brad was still publicly married to Jennifer Aniston, rumors started to spread, and after the film became a blockbuster, earning over $478 million worldwide. Jennifer filed for divorce, and the duo Brangelina started to become the biggest pop culture event of the decade. They officially began dating in 2005, but later confirmed their relationship in 2006. The relationship supercharged Jolie's fame. Suddenly, she wasn't just controversial, she was captivating. Angelina had become a household name. Her career also skyrocketed, going from edgy roles like Girl Interrupted to Raising Eyebrows in Maleficent, Marvel's Eternals, and many more huge production films. Even serving as the UN ambassador and becoming a media icon. All after dating Brad. She is still running the show. You see, Jolie didn't just ride the Pitt wave, she leveraged it and built her own legacy. They stayed together for over a decade, a lifetime in Hollywood years, but didn't tie the knot until 2014. But by 2016, it was already over. A messy, very public split followed, complete with custody battles. Still, that 12-year stretch was enough to boost her career to the top. But Angelina isn't the only girl celebrity who got the special privileges by dating Brad Pitt. We gotta talk about her past love, Jennifer Aniston. Now look, Jennifer Aniston was already on TV screens across America as the famous Rachel Green from Friends. The sitcom premiered in 1994 and instantly became a cultural phenomenon. By season 2, Aniston had become the one with the haircuts, the one everyone wanted to date, and the relatable face of 90s romantic comedy. But the truth is, back then, she was only really famous for one thing: being the girl next door on Thursday nights. Her film career, barely there. She did a few rom-coms and indie flicks like Picture Perfect in 1997, The Object of My Affection in 1998, and Office Space in 1999, but none of them made her a box office star. She was TV famous. But in Hollywood, there's always been a gap between TV star and an A-list celeb. But then everything changed when Brad came along. Jennifer met Brad Pitt in 1998 through their managers and quickly hit it off, and announced their relationship at the Emmy Awards in 1999, and 1 year later in July, they were married in a Malibu ceremony that reportedly cost over $1 million. Complete with fireworks, 50,000 flowers, and a live performance by Melissa Etheridge. The media ate it up. Brad Pitt was already at the top of Hollywood's A-list, from movies like Fight Club, Seven, Meet Joe Black, and Legends of the Fall. Jennifer had hit the gold mine. Suddenly, she wasn't just Rachel Green. She was one half of the hottest couple in the world. Jen and Brad became royalty overnight, and that royalty status came with perks. Jennifer's film career soared. Between 2000 and 2005, she starred in The Good Girl, which earned her huge praise for her dramatic acting, showing Hollywood she wasn't just a sitcom star. Then came commercial hits like Along Came Polly in 2004, Bruce Almighty in 2003 with Jim Carrey, and Rumor Has It in 2005. Not only that, her friend's salary also exploded. In 2002, she and the rest of the cast negotiated a $1 million per episode deal, making her one of the highest paid women on TV. And while Friends ended in 2004, her fame was still on the uprise. In fact, it got a turbo boost, thanks to Heartbreak. You see, in 2005, Brad and Jennifer announced their split. The girl who got cheated on by the world's sexiest man. She graced the covers of Vanity Fair, Vogue, and People all within a year, and that wave of sympathy turned into another wave of rom-com roles. The Breakup in 2006, Marley and Me in 2008, and He's Just Not That Into You 2009. She became the queen of relatable heartbreak and rom-com redemption. Her net worth grew steadily, reaching $110 million by 2011, and she continued landing deals, from Smartwater to Aveeno, and even launching her own production company, Echo Films. But now, let's take a trip back in time, a time before Friends. Let's talk about Gwyneth Paltrow, Brad Pitt's golden girl back in the 90s. And while she already had Hollywood doors cracked open thanks to her mother, actress Blythe Danner, and her godfather Steven Spielberg, who gave her a bit part in the movie Hook, but it was dating Brad Pitt that flung those doors wide open. They met in 1994 while filming Seven, where Brad played a detective chasing a serial killer and Gwyneth played his wife. The movie was a huge hit, grossing over $327 million worldwide, and so was the couple. On screen, chemistry turned into off-screen romance, and suddenly, Gwyneth and Brad were everywhere. They were the couple, beautiful, stylish, young, and at the center of every red carpet and fashion show. Gwyneth was 22 while Brad was 31. Yikes. He called her the love of my life in interviews. They wore matching haircuts. They wore matching Armani. And for a moment in the mid-90s, they were the closest thing to American royalty Hollywood had to offer. But what really made people take notice was what happened to Gwyneth's career while she was with Brad. Before 1994, her biggest role was a supporting part in Flesh and Bone with Meg Ryan. Not exactly career launching, but by 1996, while still dating Pitt, she was suddenly the lead in Emma, playing Jane Austen's titular character in a British period piece that screamed, "Take me seriously." Critics praised her performance and more roles followed. In 1998, just a year after her breakup with Pitt, Gwyneth landed the role that would change everything: Viola in Shakespeare in Love. It was a big part, full of wit, romance, drama, and corsets. The film became an overnight success, earning $289 million worldwide and 7 Academy Awards, including Best Actress for Gwyneth. Yes, Gwyneth Paltrow became an Oscar winner at 26, and her relationship with Brad Pitt, it helped position her squarely in the spotlight just in time for that golden statue moment. Let's be real, the Oscar wasn't just about talent, it was about timing. The exposure, the media coverage, the glamour of dating Hollywood's most eligible heartthrob, it all made Gwyneth the it girl of the moment. Her net worth soared. By the early 2000s, she was making over $10 million per film. She started getting into romantic comedies like Shallow Hall, dramas like The Royal Tenenbaums, and eventually becoming Pepper Potts in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a role that would reintroduce her to a new generation and earn her millions more. And that's not even touching Goop, her lifestyle wellness brand, now worth an estimated $250 million. Gwyneth later said their breakup was her fault. She told Howard Stern in 2015 that she was too young and messed it up. But the truth is, her relationship with Brad didn't just end with heartbreak. It ended with her being one of the most sought-after actresses in Hollywood. But Gwyneth wasn't Brad's first love. Before Gwyneth and well before the tabloid circus, Brad was dating Juliet Lewis, Hollywood's wild child. They met in 1989 while filming the made-for-TV movie Too Young to Die. She was just 16. He was 26. Okay, now we're heading into the Leo category. They dated for nearly 4 years, a lifetime in Brad Pitt's dating history. At the time, Juliet was making waves with Edgy Rose. Her breakup performance in Cape Fear in 1991 earned her an Oscar nomination at just 18. But dating Brad Pitt brought her a different kind of visibility. They starred together again in California in 1993, a dark thriller that mirrored their chaotic energy as a couple. Their red carpet appearances were unpredictable. Juliet in grunge, Brad in leather, both serving peak 90s rebellion. Their romance faded by 1993, but Juliet remained a recognized face for years after riding the indie film wave with titles like Natural Born Killers and The Basketball Diaries. Still, the media exposure from dating Brad Pitt helped transition her from a teenage breakout to a household name, even if she eventually chose music and indie projects over mainstream fame. And then there's Christina Applegate. She also dated Brad briefly in 1989. They hit the MTV Movie Awards together, only for Christina to ditch him mid-show for another guy. Yup, she ghosted Brad Pitt. Now that's something you don't hear every day. So what's the takeaway here? Sure, these women had talent, some were already rising stars, but dating Brad Pitt, that's the Hollywood multiplier. It turned actresses into icons, red carpets into headlines, and relationships into fuel needed for skyrocketing to success. And that, friends, is the dating Brad Pitt effect.